Hey, what's going on? Can you hear me now? Yeah. I'm trying to thing out this. I'm trying out this app. I'm trying to do streams on, so I want to see how it works. So I'm just trying here. Oh, you can hear me now? Okay, that's awesome. That's awesome. Hey, badass time. What's up, man? How you doing? What's going on? Yeah, I'm just trying streaming and a new app. Just checking to see how it's going. What's going on, man? Happy Sunday to you. Yeah. So you guys can hear me, right? Okay, that's cool. That's cool. Been doing some cooking. All right, that's good, man. I see you love cooking, badass thing. I see that. That's good. That's good. And you have your garden too, right? Yes, I think, yes, you have your garden. So that's good. So cooking your own. Yeah. All right. Cool, cool, cool. Yeah. I'm doing this. Oh, man. What the name of this app again? Is Stream something. I'm trying it out to see how it works because I notice when I use the other one, it's shaking the screen when I use the background. I don't know why. So I'm just trying different things to see how different things gonna work. So meanwhile, I just be up in here talking, man. At least, okay. Let me close this door. These things coming in from outside. All right. Okay. I bake some chicken grating. All right, beans. Okay, man, you was doing your thing, man. You was doing your thing. You was in the kitchen, man. You was in the kitchen putting in the work. That's cool. That's cool. Hey, Papa Farm, what's going on, man? What's going on? How you doing? Happy Sunday to you, man. Cornbread, man. You was putting in some work in the kitchen, man. Damn. That's good, man. That's good. I always love to have a meal cook at home. You know what I'm saying? I think that's the best way you could ever eat. Once you cook that meal, you know exactly what you put inside there. You know exactly what you're doing, and you do it because you love it. You know what I'm saying? Nothing better than a fresh cooked meal, man. Yes. Okay, I'm just checking out the features them. See seeing how it going, how it walking. Yes. Is one thing I know, man. Is one thing I know. When coming on fresh food, man, you know, I mean, everybody grew up different. Everybody, yes, everybody do their own thing. Everybody cook their own food. And, you know, I'm not here to convince nobody what to cook, and that's not my thing. The most I can do is talk about food that I know healthy, that what I eat. And for a person now, they got to do their research, because I'm not a doctor to tell you to prescribe nothing for you. So I like to make that very clear. Man, I cook at least 4 days a week and don't have kids. What? Are you serious? Man, but that's cool. Because me, I really don't like eat leftover, for real. I don't like eat leftovers at all. So I cook a lot as well. I can't stand, because the way I grew up, you know, the way I grew up is like, you used to just cook for a meal and that's it. What left, you just scrape it for the dogs. Never putting up for tomorrow. You cook enough for everybody and the dogs, and that's it. So I never really grew up really eating food that put up in the fridge and them thing. And to me now it's like, man, I don't even want to do that. Right now, it's like I can't eat it. I just love, it gotta be fresh. You know, I eat some ital today, man. I eat some ital, some black-eyed beans and some Eddos, like in a soup. Some Eddos, because the black-eyed beans produce a real good flavor. you love leftovers? Well, I mean, we all different. I'm not saying anything wrong with leftover. I'm not saying that at all. You know, I'm not saying that at all. You know, because I guess it's because I grew up where we only cook for today and not tomorrow. It's like that kind of installing me. So it's like cooking just for today. Tomorrow you cook again. So it's like you're almost cooking every day. And that's how we used to be back home. But I'm not saying leftover is not good. I mean, you could put up your leftover, put it up properly. I think if you wrap it up properly, I think it will be good enough. Once you're able to wrap it up properly, I do think that's good enough. Hey, Fifi Johnny, how you doing? Thank you for being here. What's going on? Yeah, I'm over here checking out this app. I'm trying to use a new app. So I'm trying out the features and thing and see how it working. You know? Yes, thank you all for being here. Yes, so yeah, the way I grew up is like no leftover, but I'm not gonna say leftover is not good to eat at all. I will not say that. Once you wrap it up properly, I think it's good for a couple days. Once you wrap it up properly, like you put it in a bowl, well covered, however you cover it. Because I know some people cook once a week, and you can't blame them because they're so busy. You know what I mean? You got to work, the kids them, you have kids that you're not getting home on time to cook for them. So it's like some people part up the food for days. So every day this is a portion, every day you take this portion. You know what I mean? Because it make life easier for them, because Going to work and come home and have to cook is really not easy. I don't think that's easy at all. Going home, going to work all day, and got to come home tired to cook. It ain't easy. And for the guys, man, if the lady out walking and you home, I think you should get that part going. So when the lady come home, she have a nice fresh pot, fresh bowl of food to eat. If you don't know how to cook, well, you better learn. Because the time when the men used to go out and work and the ladies stay home and take care of the house, take care of the children, is really not like that anymore. In a lot of cases, is the woman out there working and the man home taking care of the kids. So to me, I think if the lady is out there, I think she should come home and meet food already cooked, the place clean, and because these days is like is a switch. Hey, Black Guns and Gardens, how you doing, man? Thank you for being here. What's going on? Yeah, brother, I'm testing out this app I'm using here now, trying to see how it's working. Okay, Badass, I really enjoy cooking. I work in a body shop, so you know I'm tired when I get to. Yeah, definitely. Definitely. So cases like that, when you get home, you really don't want to cook, man. For real. Hey, David, what's up, man? Thank you for being here. What's going on? Yeah. You really ain't want to cook no food when you get home, man. You just want to get home and relax. So to me, the person who home, if the lady home, she cook. Make sure. Listen to me, it's no way someone should get up, go out to work all day and come home. And there's no food. And someone home all day. No, that'd be crazy. I don't know what I will say in cases like that. Hey, Fifi Johnny, thank you, appreciate it. Thank you so much. I truly appreciate it. Thank you so much. Thank you, I appreciate it. Thank you for encouragement to grow what you eat and eat what you grow and live a healthy life. Thank you so much. You're welcome. I appreciate that. Yes, guys. So to me, the lady, for what I see going on today, the ladies mostly going out and do the work. That's what I'm seeing. I mean, maybe you guys might see different because we live different places. But for what I'm seeing a lot of guys now basically staying home and doing the babysitting. So it's no way, just like how we don't want the lady to go out and work and come home and then the lady is not, there's no food, I think the lady gonna feel the same way. Okay, so once we eating, man, badass. My wife actually works more hours than I do, but mine is manual labor. Right, I got you. You basically, yours is more, she is more sit down and use the brain. I got what you're saying. So situation like that, I truly believe, situation like that, right? You definitely got to cook and put up. You got to eat leftover. It's hard for putting these hours and really come home and start cooking. It's hard. It's really hard. Especially if both party is working. When both parties walking, it's a whole different situation. If one is walking, I believe the one home should definitely take care of the food, the cleaning, and everything. Because when you come home, you want to meet a clean house, man. A clean house with food. When you come home, you must just go into the bathroom, bathe, take off your clothes, bathe, get yourself together, eat, and just relax. You ain't really want to do nothing. And you see, this is how the world designed, guys. This is how the world designed. The world designed like this because, here how, distraction. These things will keep you from able to even functioning because, and being yourself, because here why? From the time you come home, you tired. You ready to sleep. When you wake up in the morning, you got to hustle. Maybe you got to get the kids together. Or if you don't have no kids, you still got to get yourself together. You got to hustle to get to the job. So all your mind is on is the job. And then when you get home, is to get some rest. Then when you, from the time you wake up in the morning, is your mind is set to the job. So all these things can really distract a person. That's why, guys, sometimes you got to try to be independent in some form or the other. Sometimes you got to try start your own like a business, because I mean, having your own business comes with a lot of responsibility. It really do. It comes with a lot of responsibility, because here why? When the workers at home relaxing, you still got to be thinking about the next day. How you gonna, what you gonna do for the next day? The workers is home sleeping, but you still studying how am I gonna do this, because you wanna know how you're gonna run this job. So you have no rest when you have your own business. Honestly, you really don't have no rest when come and thinking. You know, but you still have a little more time. You have more time to able to relax for a moment and, you know, get some rest, because now you could schedule the hours how you want them, which other people don't have that, because you just get up and go, work all day, come back home tired. I mean, this life ain't easy. This life is not easy. It's uncomfortable. It's uncomfortable for your health, period. It's not even just that, because your body needs rest at the end of the day. And then the way everything is designed as well, if you take a day off with certain jobs, if you take a day off, you already create certain things, so you still could get paid. But a lot of people, if they stay home one day, they're not getting paid, and they could lose their job at the same time. So now you got to get up and go to work every day. So this is why I always say, guys, think about what you want to do and what you're going to do, because you got to look at the situation of living. And you got to try to make life easier for yourself, even though it could be difficult even trying to do that. But at the same time, you have to make life easy. You got to try, make life easy for yourself. And you got to see what can make life easy for yourself. So you got to start setting up yourself in certain ways that things could be a little easier for you. For real. Things could be a little easier for you. Because when you look at it, guys, you work all your life. And yes, at the end of your 75 years of age, you might be able to get now pension or whatever. But sometimes the pension cannot maintain your lifestyle because you might have a mortgage or you might have rent, and because of that you still have to pay these things, and then the money is not enough. So sometimes you at 70 years of age still got to get up and go and look for jobs. Sometimes you see a lot of people in supermarket, old people in supermarket doing cashier, and sometimes you say, man, you say, man, you should be home relaxing yourself. But it's not that they don't want to be home relaxing themselves. It's just because they just have to get up and do what they got to do. So it's for us to look at things from an early age too. Don't wait till we get older, and if you start from an early age, things could be a little easier for you because you start from an early age. Okay, so it's all about preparing yourself for the wall. It's always about preparing yourself for the wall. And then we have kids sometimes, and we love our kids and we spoil them to death, and then when they meet the real wall, they can't function because the life we give them is not out there. No, they expect the life we give them to go and meet the same life out there, and it's not out there. The life is not out there. So sometimes you got to start prepping your kids them from a young age. Like for instance, you let them be responsible. You let them be responsible, especially if they start walking. Okay guys, this is just my opinion. I'm not telling you what to do. This is just my opinion. The way I look at things. So it's not for me to tell you how to do your stuff. All right? So prep them. Like for instance, you go to the gas station. Let them come out and run the gas. Let them push the card in the machine. From a young age, let them push the card in the machine. Let them run the gas. Let them start to pay bills. Let them start to do all these things from young. So you're prepping them for this time. So when this time come, they already prepped. They're ready for the war. You have to, because you spoil them, and when they hit the wall, it's gonna be a problem. I'm telling you right now. My wife, okay. Hey G Mama Grows, how you doing? What's going on? Thank you for being here. What's going on? Yes. Yes, I was just checking out the app. So, sometimes when I check out the app, I see my people. And even if there's two people, I don't mind having a conversation, because this is like my family I'm speaking to. You know what I mean? Thank you guys for being here. Thank you guys for stopping by. I'm so grateful for you guys. Yes, guys. So, just like how you prepping yourself for when you get older, I think it's the same thing you got to do. You got to start prepping yourself, prepping your kids them for when they get older. Let them be responsible. If you walk in, I personally will let them start pay a bill from even as once they walk in, I will tell them, okay, you got to give me a certain amount of money. And you know what I will do with that money? I will save that money. But I will tell them, okay, you got to pay this light bill. You're responsible to pay this light bill. Right? But what I'm going to do, I'm going to take it and save that money for them. So when they get old, I can say, hey, but you just want them to understand that responsibility, Because sometimes we grow them and they have no idea what is responsibility. And when they hit the wall, when the wall hit them, they can't stand it, because now they have bills to pay, they have rent to pay, they have all this thing to pay. Now they're going nuts. You see what I'm saying? They have no idea, because we spoil them. And because we spoil them, they believe this is life. I'm just living. I ain't responsible for no bills. So it really do affect children by spoiling them. Yes, we love them. Love them like cooked food, but you spoiling them, to me, I don't know for other people, but to me, I think spoiling them can be a situation. Another thing again, when we grow up, when the wall hit them, is right. Yes. Yes. You're right, when the wall hit them, because that what has happened. When it hit them, it's like it wake them up and now they're crying. Good night, the Isaac family. How you doing? Thank you for being here. Yes, so when the wall hit them, here we go with the crying now, because they never know that they had also to pay bills. Because mommy and daddy never allow me to pay bills, so I'm not supposed to pay bills. That's not how it is. So you got to start them from young. You know, I asked a kid this question. I said, do you think parents supposed to beat their children when they do wrong? And what he tell me, honestly, I ain't gonna lie, make a lot of sense. What he told me make a lot of sense. What he told me was, no, I don't think they should beat them. He said, I think they should punish, take away the game or something they like. I don't think the parents should beat them. I said, why? He said, because it just like they passing down the same thing that was passed on to them onto their children. Just like how in the old time, you guys know what I'm talking about. You do something wrong and they whip you, they do you all kind of manner of evil because you do something wrong. So what you telling me, you continuing this trend and don't even realize it. And when you telling me that, I'm saying, I'm saying, damn, he's so right. I mean, he have a point. With some kids, sometimes, you know how they're very difficult. You know some kids very difficult for deal with. But they feel like, you know, so because you're passing down that same slavery mentality onto them by whipping them for anything they do wrong. What about punishing them? What do you guys think about that? Maybe they have a point. What do you guys really think about that? Do you think that child is right, or do you think they're wrong? I really couldn't tell him he wrong. I had also just listen and, you know, and laugh, because these kids ain't stupid, man. These kids are really smart, and guys, don't underestimate these kids. I'm telling you right now. Don't underestimate these kids, because these kids very smart. It's very smart children. Sometimes the depth of thinking, sometimes we believe, oh please, he not think like that, man. Don't underestimate them. Sometimes they're smarter than we think. certain things these kids just be talking these days, it make you think. Yes, oh Fifi Johnny, I agree with his point of view. Me too, because and we don't really look at the thing like that. We just believe in, because me, I used to get licks, like I used to judge anything. But I always say, I will not beat a kid. It's better have a conversation. Sometimes having a conversation with them is better, because sometimes they listen to you. Because sometimes you whip them, 10 minutes after the whipping over. Thank you, the Isaac family. Thank you. 10 minutes after the beating way over, and here we go again. You check what I'm saying? The beating cool long already. They're gone again. But sometimes, if you take their games from them, sometimes, if you take their game from them, then that's gonna make them get mad. I think so. I think that will. I think that will work. I really think that will work. Taking their game from them for a couple of weeks or a month, yeah, they're gonna put them in, because that's what they love. The beating gonna weigh off in 10 to 15 minutes. Their games, they want the game, they want to play the game so bad. So sometimes we got to just figure out what hurt them most, not just beating them. I don't really think beating works. I don't think beating works for kids. Maybe before, not in this time. So take away the game. Well, that's my opinion, guys. Not telling you how to raise your kids. That's not what this platform about. We just give, we share information. It's like an open discussion. So it's like we share information, and yeah, what we do, we share information, and I mean, you take it how you want it. If it makes sense to you, it makes sense to you. If it not, it's not. But to me, I really believe that beating ain't gonna work. I don't think so. Hey guys, don't forget to hit the like button. Thank you, Fifi Johnny. Thank you. The beating will just be a recurring thing, which would help after a few times. Definitely. That is so true. Because I remember, right? I remember my parents, like school time, you want to play school and football. So after school in the park, they have a place where you could sit, where you could play football. I love football so much. So what I used to do after school, like my father tell me, okay, you got to get home for 4 o'clock. School open at 3 o'clock. You got to walk a mile to get home. Maybe more than that. But he used to say, son, just make sure you get home for 4 o'clock. But I got to play my football. And I'm almost late every day. You check what I'm saying? And every day I'm getting this beating. So you just get used. So I don't know, all right. You're going to get beat anyway. Just play the ball and go home and get your licks anyway. You know what I'm saying? So this is why I'm saying beating, though, to me, it really don't work out for real. For some kids. I think with education now, we understand the downside of beating kids. Yes. I think so. And some people will still tell you, oh, kids need licks. But To me, I don't see. I don't think it works, man. And then the older they get, these spanking come like nothing. You can't hit them hard enough anymore. Because these spanking come like nothing. Hey, Lascious Johnny, how you doing? Thank you for being here. Yeah, it really don't make, to me, it really don't make sense. I'm telling you the honest truth. Because even in my time, it didn't make sense. Because I know I want to play soccer, and I know when I go home, you get in the league, the beating. And these kids study. So to me, taking their games from them, I think they feel that more than if you hit them. Honestly, that's how I think. I think if they take away what they love, will hurt them more than if you beat them. Yes, guys, but yes, you have to get these kids involved from a young age, honestly, because you want them to be responsible. And you know, there's a lot of things they don't learn in school that you got to teach them. You know, your job is to get them prepped for the world. Sometimes you might say they're not listening. Oh, they don't listen. But yes, they have an ear. Because I remember when my father used to talk to me. And a lot of these things, I'm still living today. A lot of these things I still living from today. Like for instance, he used to always tell me, son, be humble. He used to always tell me that. Be humble. He used to tell me again, son, do unto others the same thing you will like them to do unto you. You know, he never used to say much, you know. He never say much. He never say much to you. But whatever he said to you is powerful. The few words he said to you is powerful. You know what I'm saying? And if you live by certain principle, you see, being humble, listen to me. Being able to be humble is a blessing. Being able to be humble is a blessing. And if you do unto others the same thing you want them to do unto you, then you will start thinking before you do anything to people. It's gonna make you think, you know what, I'm not gonna do this because I don't want them to do this to me. And this principle, I've been living with them. And he tell me these things from a young boy, very, very, very young. And I'm still living on these principles today. So, don't ever believe these kids. Don't care how they're rude. Don't care how they're rude and disrespectful. Don't ever believe they're not listening. They're listening. Trust me. They're just not doing what you want them to do at the moment because they're young. They're young and they're hot-headed and they don't want to listen. They just want to do what they want to do. But they're listening to everything you say. And then when it hit them while they're growing up, they just look back. Oh my gosh. You know, my dad tell me this. My dad tell me this when I was a little boy. So, you understand? So, always talk to your children. That's my point of view. I feel you should always have in conversation with them. Take that time out. Yes, they might look to you like they're not paying you no mind. They don't want to hear what you're saying. They don't care. But still speak. Still let them know what you have to say to them. Because they will always remember. And sometimes certain position hit them in life where they turn and start living from the principle that you tell them. Because all you're trying to do is trying to guide them. That's all you're trying to do. You want the best for them. You're trying to guide them. But they got to pick up that journey when they feel like, and they will. Well, some of them do. Some of them do, and some of them don't. Because some of them wait too late. And by waiting too late, you know it could happen by waiting too late. Yes. All right, guys. So how you guys doing, man? What's going on? How the fall garden going? How the fall garden going? You guys putting in any collard greens? Any, what you guys doing? Any kale, cabbage? What you guys putting in the ground right now? The weather is kind of changing right now, so what you guys doing? You guys sowing any seed? You guys still harvesting? What's going on? Thank you, Fifi Johnny. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Yes, it's always about... no, you see, sometimes too, guys, sometimes too, we got to listen to these kids, man. You know what I mean? Sometimes we believe that... Sometimes we believe that the kids supposed to listen to us. Why? Because, oh, we older than you. And this is how it used to be, even in our time growing up as well, with our parents. They believe that they older than us, so we got to listen to everything they got to say. And that's it. And that's it. But what happened now, we have to listen to the kids them as well. Fifi Johnny, you put in some garlic to and onion for next season? Okay, that's cool. So you basically gonna be harvesting garlic maybe July, all them time around there. Well, that's what you gotta do, man, because I put in a lot of garlic as well, because that's the only thing I'm planting for the fall, garlic and onion. And so far I've seen they start sprouting up already. A lot of them start sprouting up already. So I'm looking for, I had a beautiful garlic harvest this year. Beautiful garlic harvest. So many garlic harvest this year. Okay, too early for you now. Okay, so now, are you starting any seed indoors, or are you gonna be waiting until next spring? You're gonna be starting the seed indoors, or you're gonna be starting next spring your seeds? Because when you have honestly, when you have a short growing season, I think you should have grow lights. I think you should have grow lights, and maybe you could start indoors when you have short growing season and you doing your thing from seeds. Or a lot of people buy their own a lot of people buy the plants, which is a lot more money, because for what we see today, a plant is like $5 now, one plant. So that's gonna cost too much, I believe. So trying to set them indoors, I think will save you a lot more money. When you have long growing season, it's kinda you have a lot of more options. Because to me, right? To me, cabbage, cauliflower, broccoli, spinach, all these plants to me do really well planting them early in the year. So by the time the spring they're ready to harvest already. Okay, no seeding though yet. It get too cold and they get leggy. Okay, and struggle too much. So I'm overwintering my pepper and tropicals and using the grow to keep them going. Okay, that's good. At least that's good. That's good because right now it is too early, as you say. It is too early because usually, like for my cabbage and stuff, because I want to start plant cabbage and cauliflower. Hey, RG Living Life, how you doing? Thank you for being here. Yeah, I want to plant like all in the year, broccoli, cauliflower, spinach, kale. So what I'm gonna do, I have my area where I set up my grow lights. So I'm gonna set some seed and then I'm gonna just allow them to grow up then in the, because a good thing about it, you could plant them in the winter. Well, let me not say that because some people have different type of weather. So I don't want to say that and then, you know, but in my area where I plant, you definitely could plant cabbage, cauliflower, spinach in the heart of the winter. And they survive. The only thing, they might take a little longer to grow. They might take a little longer to grow, but they actually gonna be growing. And when the spring come, you'll be harvesting, you'll be eating, you'll be start eating in the spring. That's exactly what I do every year. I plant them early, so time as the spring hit, I'm already harvesting. Harvesting from the spring, then the tomatoes them start coming in, the okra start coming in, the butternut start coming in, the squash, you know, everything start coming in, growing, all going through the fall. You know what I mean? So with me, I can grow a lot of food within that period of time because you basically can start in January, February. You can start planting. And then you just keep planting. Then you know when the weather starts changing, you know there's certain crop you could start planting. Okay. The hardest part is germination for brassica. They do well once they get going and do better in the cooler weather. Yes, that's definitely true. They do better in the cooler weather. Yeah, that's true. From my experience, they do better in the cooler weather because when I look, the thing about it, if I plant them late spring, that's why I didn't do much of them this year. Because I start gardening very late this year. Very late. I usually do a whole crop, a whole winter crop. From January. All different kind of edibles. And this year I didn't do that. I didn't plant kale, I didn't plant cabbage. None of these plants I did this year. Because I start too late. And the thing is, if I start too late, they don't do too well. Because you start them in the spring and then when the hot weather come on, they don't do well at all. From my experience. So I think planting them earlier, they do better. Even though they will take longer to grow. But when they start going, as you say, they're gone. Yeah. So Fifi Johnny, you overwinter a lot of peppers. Did you do it before? Is this your first time, or you did it before? To me, it didn't even make sense. I winterize pepper, honestly, overwinter pepper. The reason why I said that is because the length of growing season. Once I do that, once I start my seed indoors and bring them out, it's really not a problem for me. Yeah. So you understand, they will produce. I will be able to get lots of pepper from them, lots of food from them. So it's like, it don't even make sense to me. But I understand in other places, it makes sense you overwinter them. Because when you bring them out in the winter, they already big plants. So they basically pushing out leaves and basically ready to start pushing out blossom, which that's a really good idea. I did it before with great success. All right, I have a video on my channel. I show the peppers overwinter. Okay, that's cool. That's nice. That's nice. That's nice. You got great success. That's awesome. My season is too short. Okay. I got you. Once your season is short, it makes sense to overwinter whatever plant you can. Once the season is short, it make a lot of sense. Especially like peppers and these things. Like peppers, if you really want if you really want a lot of pepper, you got to get them pepper in the ground early. Like by me, I start putting pepper in the ground from March. So you have a whole spring. You have a whole spring to grow and start pushing out blossom and small peppers. You see what I'm saying? So when the summer hit, they're just producing, it's just bearing, they're just peppers, blossom, peppers, blossom, peppers. But short growing season, it's wise to do overwinter. That makes sense. What you're doing make a whole lot of sense. If I was short growing season, I would do the same. I would overwinter my peppers as well. What I'm trying to overwinter is certain herbs I'm trying for overwinter, because I have a lot of herbs in containers as well. Yeah, I grow herbs in containers as well. So I have a lot of them, and I really don't want to start back from seed with all these herbs. What I want to do, I more want to, multiply them from one plant. Multiply them. One plant, I might get 4 or 5 out of it. That's what I want to do. Not to start back from seed. And I don't know, I get some palm. I get some palm from Florida. You know them palm tree? Yeah, I get some from Florida, and some seeds. And I set them, and they germinate. And they germinate, and they're growing so far. So now I want to bring them indoor under grow light and maybe transplant them. No, they ain't ready I can't transplant them. I got to still keep them in the container. I don't know, maybe for a year or 2 before I put them in the ground. But I have 3 of the same plant growing already. I did buy them as big plant, like 3 feet tall, and they're growing in my where I'm at. So I do believe these palm gonna grow as well. And I love the beauty of palm, because palm kind of make me remember coconut. It kind of give me back that coconut look. The tree, the body, the leaf. So I just love to see them, you know. Let me see. Yes, that's what I do too. Split my herbs, especially the ones that reseed themselves. Right. Yeah, it makes sense. It makes sense. You split them up and then you have herbs. Different herbs. You know, you're supposed to multiply every year. Once you have the space. I think once you have the space, you're supposed to multiply every year. I think you should be doing that. Because once you have the space and you can handle it. Because you don't want to plant more than you could handle. You want to plant as much as you can handle. And what I do as well, growing food, what I do, I try to separate my plants them. So basically, if I'm planting tomatoes, I'm going to plant them on different time. Like a week apart. Instead of just plant all of them one time, I'm going to plant them a week apart. Like a week apart. So when you do that, you're never out of tomatoes. You always have tomatoes. Because when these produce and you harvest, then these that you plant the following week now coming in. Then the other set now coming in. So you always have. So then when you go back, this one start again. Then you come back and plant again. So you always have. Hey David, yes, I saw that video. I comment on that video where you was planting turmeric today. Yeah, brother, I see you, man. That's cool, that's cool, that's cool. That's cool. Okay, you do that with your beets and carrots. So see, yes, exactly. You know, it make a lot of sense. Because, you know, you don't want to harvest everything one time and just, you know, you rather harvest as much. You know what I mean? So you harvest, you cook, you know what I mean? You don't want to harvest too much as one time. So it really makes sense. Tomato today and still have 22 tomato plant. Damn, David. You doing your thing over there, man. Well, David, now is your time, man. You got the weather. Because you don't get cold weather, right, David? I don't think you get the winter. So you got the weather, man. You should be, David, you should be. And, well, I know you're doing your thing. But like with the way you have, man, you could plant as much as you want right now, man. Yeah. Yeah. You have a real long growing season. Exactly. You have a serious growing season. Yeah. Do you? Well, the kind of season David have, maybe David don't even can. Because David could plant all year round, basically. So he could be getting fresh food like crazy. Yeah. For real, I get the kind of, yeah, I have a Canon video from about 2020. Okay. Oh, this, all right, so David can as well. That's good, that's good. That's good. Your season is much longer. Yeah, David have a long growing season. Yeah. I saw that video today, David, where you was planting turmeric. You see, with me now, what I got to do, I have Right now, I had some turmeric in a plastic bag. Right? And what I noticed, they start pushing out the white eye. The white eye. So I'm thinking about start chucking them in containers. Indoors. And then take them out in the winter, in the fall, in the spring, because that's what I do. And that's what I do. I put them in a container and then just dig them out and put them in the soil outside. So I'm thinking about doing that because I'm not sure. You know what? I got to try. I got to leave a couple pieces. Yeah, I got to leave a couple pieces in the soil just to see if it's going to come back for next spring. So once I see they come back, then I know, okay, you could plant in the fall. You see, that's how I do my little experiment and learn, because you got to try things. That's the only how you could know. I still have a lot of harvest to do right now that I got to do before the frost. I have pepper. I still have okra growing right now. Peppers. I have a lot of things still to harvest right now before the frost. I think I got to do a bell pepper harvest again tomorrow, because I have some nice size bell pepper that I think I need to get rid of before the cold weather hit them. Okay. Everyone should go get garlic from store, bring home and break and replant. Man, I agree with that. I agree with that, because what you see me, I've done that. You know what? I did an experiment with that, because someone told me store-bought garlic doesn't really come nothing, but that's not true. I did an experiment with that, and to me, they all do the same thing. They all do the same thing. So I will not tell nobody not to get store-bought garlic, because I did my own experiment on it, and to me, they both do the same. I've done that. Okay. I'm going to try and start some huge onion from seed. It's harder, but I'll try. Man, it's always good to try. It's always good to try, because that's how you get better, and that's how you know, and that's how you could talk about things, because you know. A lot of my experience come from trying. When people tell me, oh, no, it's not going to work. When you tell me it's not going to work, I try it. Since you tell me it's not going to work, I'm going and try. And then let me see if you win or if you lose. But I'm not going to just take that, oh, no, don't buy the store one because it, no. It's all the same. Of course, you know what? David watch me, right? Hear me, right? I went to a farmer's market one time. You know the farmer's market. Because I wanted to get some ginger from them. I wanted to get ginger to plant. So I say, you know what? Let me go and see, because them ginger is really big. So I say, you know what? Let me go and grab a couple of these ginger, man, and try to put them and see if I can get ginger from these things. And I asked one guy, I say, can you replant? Do you think I can use these ginger and plant them? And the guy tell me, no. Remember, it come in the freezer. Remember, it come from, I think he said from wherever it come from, it come in a freezer. So the coldness kill it. When he tell me that, I say, really? I say, man, almost everything come in freezer. What are you talking about? Almost everything come in freezer. Not just garlic, and you able to plant them. Potato, lot of potato, lot of different things comes in freezer. And you could plant them back. Onion, you could plant them back. So when he tell me, I say, man, you don't know, you ain't know what you're talking about, man. And I still buy them and I plant them and they grow pretty well. So sometimes, man, we just got to try things. Did you see my soil? Some people say, don't use wood chip, but I do, and look at my soil. They say, no, but I'll try anyway. That's I have put it. Exact. That's how I do it, David. When you tell me, no, don't, I tried. I need to see. I understand. You say don't. I understand from your experience, cool. But I want to see if it really don't work as you see. You, like I always tell people, do what's work for you, man. I can tell you how I do mines, but at the same time, you do what works for you. Wood chip. Wood chip is wood. Once it break down, once that wood chip break down, once it break down, it become compost. Okay? Once you break it down, it become compost. Yeah, so telling me that wood chip ain't good, I can't agree with you. If it ain't break down, then you could say, well, oh well, right now it ain't break down, so it's not gonna do the work. Yes, now you're talking to me. But you cannot tell me it don't work. Once it break down, it become compost. Yeah. And the thing about it with gardening too, by using, you could start, you could growing food from clay soil. You could be using clay. You could have a clay soil in your raised bed. And within 2 to 3 years, that soil could turn black that you have in your raised bed. That soil could turn black, like soil, rich soil in your raised bed. By using grass, tree leaf, wood trunk, all these things could break down and become and turn like soil. So when you mix that with the clay soil, you have a beautiful soil right there. So don't underestimate wood and wood chip and these things. Once they break down, they become good compost for your garden. I see too many people with black soil from wood chip. All right, okay. All right, so if you see that, then you know. You don't need to listen to a pastor telling you about wood chip. Like I said, once the wood chip is break down, it's compost. If it's still like wood, fresh wood, then it's really not going to do nothing for the plant at that time. But within a few, within a months, a year, that thing going to break down and able to feed the plant. So don't underestimate these things. You talking about wood chip, I just use, take up body for tree trunk and rest it down in the bottom of my raised bed and throw leaves and bush on top of it and add dirt on top of that. All the wood gonna eventually break down. This is why my soil is so rich, because these are things I do every year. Every year. I do every winter. I got to do a video maybe in early December showing you how I'm putting my garden to rest. I'm resting the soil for the spring. I got to do a video with that after the frost. So it's going to be early December. I cover my entire backyard with wood chip, and I'm excited to have healthier soil in a few years. Exactly. It's not gonna just happen overnight. And this is where we have to understand, and a lot of people don't understand this. Your soil is not gonna build overnight. Your soil will not build overnight. It takes some time. Just continue building the soil, and once you get that soil where you want to get it, and you just continue, you will forever have rich soil. But it's not going to happen overnight. You see, like what you say, Fifi, you looking forward to have a healthier soil in a few years, not tomorrow. Not tomorrow, in a few years. That makes sense. Fifi, all it takes is a couple of years. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. It's patient. Because when you look at my soil, right? My soil is just black, you know. My soil is just black. When you look at my soil, this is years I walk on the soil, you know, and never stop. Never stop. It's just continue. Never stop. Because every year I put winter, I put the soil to rest and adding more. Keep adding more. And even though you planting in your raised bed and you see leaf, don't leave that leaf right there. Because that leaf will eventually break down. Sometimes I'm planting and I'm seeing leaf in my raised bed that I mix in the soil. But I still plant it because that's going to break down. That's not going to do nothing to it's not going to harm the plants. I'll keep getting wood chip for free. I mean, if you're getting it for free, why not? I agree, man. Jobchop.com, that's where I get my wood chip for free. Okay, okay, I hear you. Any tree survey should give wood chips due to they have to pay to dump. Some of them will give it to you. Yes, some of them give it to you. Some of them will give it to you because you're right, they got to pay to dump it. So sometimes that's a good thing. Sometimes you could see somebody cutting trees and then they have the truck where they grind the tree. You could ask them. They might just give you. Yes, it does not start to look black on the day. It's only been about a year and a half since I put down the wood chip. It's gonna get there. It's gonna get. It's just not gonna happen overnight. Honestly, you know what too? We might have helped it break down a little faster as well if you had dirt over them. Yeah. If you have soil over them, it might have break down a lot faster. Yeah. Because the dirt over them might have create worms and all different things under it. So all that would have helped. You know what I mean? All that would have helped. But once it just open, it take longer. But once it break down, I'm telling you, you're going to love it. And at the same time, it's natural. It's something natural you're dealing with. So Billy, this is what I always say. Your soil is the most important thing. The soil is the most important thing. Once you have good soil, your garden is marvelous. And I think everybody should walk on their soil. Walk on your soil and build your soil. Like I said, not going to happen overnight, but it's going to eventually happen. Walk on your soil. Be patient. Because when that soil reach that place, I'm telling you, anything you choke, you know, sometimes I might just, you know, sometimes like last year, right? Last winter, you know what I did? I cut a few limb from my plum tree and my peach tree and just choke them down in the soil. Just like that. And they grow. And you know, a lot of people got to put on this kind of stuff on the root to root it and all thing. I don't have to do that. All I got to do, cut them and choke them in the soil and they push root. So the soil, your soil, I'm telling you, if you do your soil right, anything you choke in that soil is going to grow. Anything. Okay. For money, but you say no, you have to pay the dumper price. So to prevent that cost, let me have. Right? Exactly. Yes, but if I see them in my area, I stop and ask if I can have the wood chip. And every time they said yes, because they have to, which makes sense. So by not giving you, that's selfish. That's selfish. I have put leaf and wood chips and my soil gotten way better. Yeah. Even as a prime example, I'm not using wood chip because I bring it, but it's the same wood. It's wood. You know what I'm saying? Yours just grind up. You know what I'm saying? I will go through the bush and get the wood that start rotten, take them and choke them down in the bed. It's the same thing. But it creates such a soil. It creates such a beautiful soil. That's what I know. Such a soil that your plants them just what once they start growing, man, it's like you don't even need to do these things. You don't even need to do anything. So your soil is very important. Very. Let me see. Yes, David, because the natural organic material encourage the earthworms and microorganisms, and that help. Yeah, definitely. Let me tell you something, guys. Watch. I have a compost area, and what I do, all I do, you see, like the leaves, I scrape them up and throw them on top there. Throw them on top there. Wood, like half rotten wood, throw them on top. Just leave them there. No food, no kind of stuff. Just leaf, grass, and wood, and throw them there. And when you go inside, when you go in there and scrape, when you go in there, you see all kind of insect inside there. You seeing worms, you seeing ants, you seeing all kind of stuff up inside there that you didn't put. All that comes natural, and that is what helps break down your compost. Sometimes we want to rush it and add other things and basically take away the benefit of what we're really looking for. So doing it, be patient, do it right, and I think you're okay. Let me see. Use all those. That's why you don't use all those 40. Exactly. I don't need to do that. And this is what I'm trying to tell people. This is what I've been trying to show people all summer, all spring. I show them how to, I do videos going to the bushes. I do videos showing them how I move the tree trunk and the kind of compost that's inside there. All, you know, I basically break down everything. How I do it. You know what I mean? It's an amazing journey. And you see this journey, I could sit back a few years from now and look at this video and just smile, because, yeah, I mean, it's something I enjoy doing. It's something I love doing. So I could sit back and just relax, man. Hey, the mood, how you doing? What's going on? God Eat Home said, how you doing? What's going on? Thank you guys for being here. What's going on? Let me see. Wait, I don't use my any phone. No, you don't need to. I don't know why people believe they got to use fertilizer in their garden around their plants. I don't know why people believe that. I really don't think, like I said, according to where you, so I mean, some people might have, you got to do what you got to do, okay? You got to do what you got to do. You got to use what you got to use. But if you don't have to, you really don't have to. How does she stay green? Fallen leaf and limb. How does she stay green? Fallen leaf and limb. When, no, that don't, well, you know it don't stay green. And you know, David, I go to, when I go to the bushes, right, I observe. And I watching these huge trees. And I remember nothing, no one went in there and threw no fertilizer around these plants. No one went in there and wet these plants. That's why I don't even use water in my garden. Because once the root is deep enough, you ain't got to do too much watering. So, when I study how nature operates. And it's the same thing I'm doing in my garden. Just observe nature and see how nature operates in the bushes, in the forest. And you could do the same in your garden. This is for real. Okay. Alright guys, don't forget to hit the like button. We'll truly appreciate it. Wood is great because it retains water and repel too much water. Exactly. Yeah, wood is definitely good. You speak it. Thank you, the moon. Planter, nobody rakes the leaf in nature. Exactly. I'm saying. So when I go, honestly, when I go and I observe to the bushes, you know, because I always go to the bushes, and I always, you know, sometimes, guys, I go to the bushes and I just relax. Sometimes I lean up on a tree, you know what I mean, and just, you know, just relax and just observe the whole what's going on inside it. And I'm saying, like, now the leaf them is falling. I will go in there and I will watch, and I'm watching how the leaf them falling. Nobody move them. They stay right there. Okay? These leaves stays right there and eventually break down for itself and feed the plants. So when I look at it, I say, okay, and then guess what? The tree also drop limbs. Sometimes a tree might fall. There might be heavy wind, a tree fall, that stays right there. In a couple of years, that rotten, and guess what? Start feeding the other plants. So when I look at that, I say, wow. Because this is what they used to do back home too. This is what they used to do. So when I look at that, I say, wow, this is really amazing. This is really amazing. The trees feed back themselves. You understand what I'm saying? The trees feed back themselves. They drop leaves every fall by their root. And all the years, these leaves keep rotting and decompose and feeding back the same plant. So when I look at it, I say, my goodness. Guys, sometimes it's good for a walk through the bushes, guys. Sometimes it's good to walk through the bushes and observe nature. There's a lot of things you will understand and see clear. Okay, let me go back in the chat. Yes, David, what is you fake inspire? Thank you, Demo, thank you. Right planter, nobody rake the leaf in nature, right? That's another giveaway about California forest. Fire, you're right. Those fire are intentional. I just don't understand how there's fire every year up there. I don't understand myself, David. I'd use all my leaf every year, put in my chicken run and coop for the winter, and I also add it to my compost for my garden. Of course, that's a wonderful idea, Fifi Johnny. You don't throw away a leaf. People don't understand. Listen to me. I can tell you about leaves and wood chip. I can talk about that. I see the result from that. The mood. I put wood and leaf in all my garden bags. Of course you should. That make a lot of sense. Let me see. You should. Even in my container, I add leaves and grass in the winter. Like if I'm gonna plant stuff, I add leaf and grass. It really works. Let me see. Put back into your garden, till into the soil. Definitely. I watch all my neighbors buy the brown bag and fill it with their leaves up. Right. I put it, yes. I see that too. I see that too, Fifi Johnny. Even in the chicken coop, it break down into soil. Yeah. Leaf is really good, guys. Oh, you can get leaf and grass when neighbors bags their, exactly, their clippings. Yes, exactly. I mean, if they put it by the road, why? I don't think they should get mad. If they put it by the road and somebody take them, I mean, you shouldn't get mad for that at all. Leaves are loaded with nutrients. They collect for the plants and to feed the trees. Yes, this is true. Yes, David, do it every year. Every year. Like I was telling you guys, nature, nobody goes into nature and feed no trees. No, and look how they big and healthy. Big chunk and healthy. Nobody goes. They feed themselves. They feed themselves. The same leaf they drop. Feed them and look how they come. So just think about it, guys. So when I tell people about these things, I mean, some people tell, oh no, leaf. I don't think leaf take too long to break down. Well, you got to have patience. You got to have patience. If you're looking for great soil, good soil, you have to be patient. That's how I see it. Demo, talk about wood chip. I have no luck with wood chip. Why, Demo? Why you don't have no luck with wood chip? What happened? I have no trees other than fruit trees. I get all my leaf from my neighbors, 20 plus big bags, and I keep his bag. Okay, there. The thick construction bag. Okay, all right, okay. No tang. Okay. Don't clean up after neighbors and they use. When say the neighbors use fertilizer? Okay. Planter, that's work. Yes, the Isaac family, it really works. It really works. I collect my neighbor's bag up leaf. Okay. FPV, I guess you would need to know they are organic. Well, that's true, that's true. That's true. And you know what, guys? Another thing, when common grass clipping too, guys. When common grass clipping as well. That's why I mostly just pull up my grass with my hand. Just allow them to grow and pull them up with my hand and throw them on my bed. And because sometimes when lawnmower cutting them, remember lawnmower have oil and gas and all. If you're really looking for organic, you got to maybe get a battery lawnmower, saving the gas, you know what I'm saying, the gas dripping on the oil. But I mean, so if you don't want to get like gas dripping on the grass and stuff, maybe you could use a battery lawnmower. Maybe that might help better, you know. I always suck out the nutrient out of my soil. Oh yeah? When you use the wood chip, it suck out the. What about try burying it? What about adding it in your soil and bury it? When I say bury it, put some soil on top of it instead of just put it on top. Or put it down to the bottom and cover it. Maybe it might work better for you. Okay, I pay attention. Yeah, because I personally, I don't need leaf mulcher. Chicken does a pretty good job. Okay. Okay. You know, at one time I was thinking about reeling some chicken, because chicken, honestly, if you're feeding chicken with natural food, that compost could be amazing. No, for real. I mean, they produce a real good compost. For real. They really do. So I was thinking about it, feeding them with corn and rice, like cook rice. Like you know, like you boil the rice, the grain, a little soft that they can eat it. Yeah, I was thinking about that. But I don't want to go through that. If you want the grass to die, wood chips have to be at least a foot deep. Got you, David? The grass that comes up in your raised bed, right? The grass comes up in your, if you put it down. I got what you're saying. I definitely got what you're saying. Okay. If 7 don't have chicken, okay. But then the wood chip breaks down and entrance the soil. It takes time for the wood chips to break down. Yes, definitely. That, and this is what we got to understand as well. Thank you for that, saying that. Wood chip not gonna break down in a year. So sometimes we might tell ourselves that the wood chip not do any job, and maybe yes, because it not really break down as yet. But eventually, when it do break down, you're gonna get some serious soil. Yeah, that's how I see it. So you can't depend on the wood chip to help your soil within the first year. You can't. It's really not going to help your soil within the first year. I will tell you from the time it starts breaking down. That's when it's going to start adding to your soil. Because the wood chip going to just be the wood chip. Until it ain't break down, it can't do much. I only collect leaf from the neighbors that I watch how they keep up with their yard. Okay, got you. Yes, grass that already there has to be a foot deep. Got you. Takes 2 years for a wood chip to break down. Yes, that's the thing. It takes time for that wood chip to break down, so there's no way it's gonna help your garden within months or within years. Within a year. I think you gotta wait, as David said, maybe 2 years. Because you'll be surprised. I just be waiting years. You know, like in the bushes by me, sometime, like when it have a storm, the wind might blow along a tree. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just watching. For years, I'm watching that tree. I'm watching that tree for years. You know, then I'm going to go and I'm going to test it to see if it start breaking down. For years. But when that tree finally break down, I'm just going with my bucket. And I'm just scraping. And if you see the blackness coming out from that tree, black soil, and where you put that in your raised bed, my goodness, you create a super soil. I'm telling you now. Better. Okay, David say, let me tell you all, better we for leaf, get your leaf mulcher. Okay. A leaf mulcher break it down even faster, because now it's gonna break it down instead of having the whole leaf. So you're gonna cut it up. So yes, that can make it break down faster. Okay, let me see. If you want, okay, check it. Yes, grass that. Oh, okay. Okay, I didn't put the wood chip deep enough from reading all the comments. Okay, so you definitely got, yeah, because the wood chip is definitely not gonna the wood chip takes time to break down. So if you put it deep with some soil over it, I think it's gonna do a lot better. If you put it deep, like David said, put it 12 inches, and then we're gonna happen, it's gonna prevent them grass from underneath growing up. Meanwhile, it's down there breaking down at the same time. Some people put it on top, but I really don't see, like on your raised bed, if you put it on top, I believe it's gonna take a longer time to break down than if you cover it with the soil. People, that's the next thing again. Thank you for mentioning that, David. That's the next thing again. Alright, Mr. RG living life, alright. The next thing again, a lot of people spray their grass, and that make a lot of sense. A lot of people spray their grass, and if you want to do organic, then you got to make sure, if you're using grass from people, that they did not spray them, or they don't spray them. So, you know, it's something you should look into. Some people spray their yard, so like the man said, watch to see who you get material from. That make a lot of sense. Watch, you got to watch how they care for their yard, so you have an idea. Okay, you know what? I don't want that, because I see you have people spraying the yard. I see you. Yes, and if you're trying to grow organic, you have to stay away from certain things. That's true. I don't know, but I guess, every gardener is different. But I take my soil very serious. I take my soil very, very serious. I'm very careful with what I put in my soil. I don't even put, the only how I'm going to put kitchen scrap. When I say kitchen scrap, like the food, like potato skin, edo skin, and these kind of skin. The only how I will put that in my raised bed or in my compost pile is if I grow it. If I ain't grow it, I'm not putting it in there. You see, like for instance, fruits. Sometimes, sometimes we take stuff into our garden and don't even know. Sometimes we put insect in our garden that's harmful for our plant and don't even know. Sometimes you get a bad fruit. You went to the farm, the supermarket or wherever, and you buy a fruit, and when you look at the fruit spoil inside. Right? A lot of times it does be warm up inside them fruits that eating out, that make the fruit spoil. Sometimes if you open it, sometimes you see a little warm up inside it. Oh really, David? That's cool, bro. Damn, you're doing a lot, man. Yes, so sometimes warm, and sometimes you might take the fruit, and you take the fruit and throw it in your compost bin. You understand? And that warm that was in that fruit, now it's in your compost bin, in your compost. Okay? So a lot of times we add bacteria in our garden that should never be there in the first place. Because a lot of them eat your roots of your plant. I'm not saying that, wait, let me see. I have a nice size wood chip pile because I didn't use it 2 years. The next year, the third year, I will try wood chip. Okay. Yes, let me ask you something. You ever put a pile of garbage in one place and then you see all kind of bacteria, living bacteria coming out of it? A lot of time that happen. But guess what? Not all these bacteria we need in the garden. And it's crazy. It's crazy how chemical could transform into life. Because you take food and you put in a container, and guess what? You start to see living worms, all kind of stuff coming out of it. You understand? Chemicals. It's like the chemical create bacteria. But what I'm saying is, sometimes we got to be careful of the bacteria we take into our garden. Yes. Sometimes we take bacteria into our garden that eat down your plant, the root of your plant. So you got to be careful. So this is why I do not take nothing in my garden unless I'm the one who grew it. If I grow the potato, I'll take the skin and I take it in my garden. Other than that, nothing. Rotten tree trunk, leaves, and grass. That's all I'm using. Okay, let me get back in the chat. Tomorrow I got to plant trees, figs, and moringa. Oh wow, that's cool, David. You know what? I ain't get no moringa tree. That's a plant I have to get. I'm trying to get as much herb as I can, but I don't get the moringas yet. David, you know a plant named Ruta, R-U-T-E. R-U-T-E. I was looking for the plant for years, and I find it last week. Yes, for years. Do your research on the plant, man. R-U-T-E. That's pilewood being broken down by now. Yes, the mood, if you didn't have that in a raised bed, that would have break down already. Having it on top really don't do much. Once you have it covered with dirt and stuff like that, it breaks down faster. Yeah. Because I see big tree trunk break down in 3-4 years. I'm talking about huge tree trunk break down in 3-4 years. So if you have wood chip that fine like this, yeah man, you ought to have beautiful soil already. For real. Yes guys, so how you guys doing, man? I hope you guys gardening going well. I hope you guys putting in the work. I hope you guys prepping for the spring. If it's me and you, I start popping no boo cranky. This ain't no game. It's just a background. It's just a background. I was testing out the app. It's just a background. It ain't no game. We're just having a discussion. Sorry for that. Yeah. Once a tree fall, it goes back to the earth. You right, man. You right. Hey, Autism, what a go on? What's up, man? Yeah, once that tree fall, it decay right back to the ground, and that ain't no joke. Yes, Bukranki, yes, it's just a background. I was checking it out. I was checking out the app, yes. Yes, the wood chip pile, it will break down. It will break, the wood chip pile will break down. But if you had it under the soil, it would break down faster if you had it under the soil. The only thing is, because when you have it under the soil, a lot of things add to it. But you know, there's insect gonna be eating it out. There's worms and everything gonna be pooping. You know what I mean? So wait, there be only. Okay, all right, my night bat is walking because I see somebody coming and writing stuff. Oh yes. Oh my. Okay. Okay. Bandu front I support. Okay, my night bat is walking. Okay, all right, all right, all right. Debbie only fans manage. Yeah, bad man. Them racist bug eat up them plants. The thing about it with yeah, the thing about it with planting your garden, man. The thing about it with planting your garden, I think your soil is one of the most important thing in your garden. And I also do think that everybody should work on your soil before you don't rush it. Don't rush it. Don't rush it. Work on your soil and you could have amazing garden within 2 to 3 years. Once you work on your soil, you basically good to go. Most of us rush our soil. Yeah, yeah. Yes, doing the job. I'm happy. Yes, the dog break it down more faster. I agree. Yes, them the soil. I believe in the healthy soil. To me, if your soil ain't good, your plant is, even though your plant, number one, you want your soil to have nutrition. Let me see. Them strong soil make them righteous plant, brother. Frankie, what do you think about tossing the scrap from dinner into your soil? I started a banana tree and it. I mean, that's a good idea. Taking a scrap from the kitchen, yeah, that's good. You could use that once. I mean, people do it all the time. Yeah, people do it all the time. Take scrap from their table, and yes, around your banana tree, that'd be good. Yes, you could definitely do that. It's a good idea. Yes, it's all about your soil. Fill your soil with nutrition, and you basically good to go. Then your plants gonna become healthy. Then your plant's gonna able to give you what you're looking for. Nutrition, mineral, vitamin. All these things you will able to get from your plant. You're welcome, Bob Cranky. Book Cranky, you're welcome. Not about water, but soil. Let me see. Autism, you all need to rotate the soil and put nutrition thing in it. I agree with that. I agree with that. Rotate the soil and put nutrition things in it. Yes, that makes sense. That makes sense. Everything need ITAL. You're right. You're right. Everything need ITAL. You're right. Makes sense. Makes sense. Only fans manager. Yeah. Me stand with the hard soil. Make them greens grow. Okay. The green's supposed to grow healthy and nice, man. You know, there, David. When you do your soil, I throw bones in my soil because it mimics nature. All right. All right. All right. I mean, there's many ways you can do. I mean, you just got to understand certain things. When you understand how nature works, it makes a lot of sense, man. For real. And I personally, I watch nature and how it works with the plants them. Yeah. So when I see how it works with the plant, then now I use the same method in my garden. And it works really well. You know, I used to rotate my plants them. I used to rotate my plant them, right? I used to rotate them, like plant them in different areas. And then when I realized where in the garden the plants do better, that's exactly where it stays. You know what I'm saying? Wherever it do good, that's where it stays. Yeah, guys, don't forget to hit the like button, guys. I will appreciate it. I hear you, Fifi Johnny. Yeah, David, show them bone in the soil. Jog up them potassium riches in them soil. The rich, man, I'm telling you. You just got to understand nature, man. You just got to understand. And this is why I always talk about planting your plants deep as well, because what I understand, it's a lot of nutrition under there. Lots of nutrition. So when you plant them 12 inches deep, lot of nutrition down there, man. Lots of nutrition. So when the plant suck that nutrition, oh yes, it feeds the plant. And then the plant, that nutrition get into the fruits or the vegetables, whatever you picking. No, you eating healthy now. You eating healthy because your plant is healthy. Your plant green and pretty and nice and healthy, and also producing some beautiful plants, fruits for you. That helps your body. If you're doing garden, let it make sense. Let it make sense. All right. Debbie, only the mother gave us all and taken right back into the earth. Okay. I heard molasses is good for plant. I mean, I never use it, but maybe it's good. I will not say it's not. I will not say it's not good, but I personally, I never use it. I'm telling you the truth, guys. I try to stay as natural as possible. I try not to use nothing at all. You know what I'm saying? And my garden doing pretty good. So if that's what's working for my garden, I'm not adding nothing. You know what I'm saying? Okay, David. Yes, Dave. Okay. Pastor N. Hey, how much weed do you smoke? I bet you grow some crazy stuff. What are you talking about, man? We're talking about vegetables, star. Vegetables. And I don't smoke. Alright? We're talking about vegetables, food. I do not smoke. I do not deal with those stuff. Vegetables, food, that's what we're talking about. Alright? Thanks for the idea, David, with the bones. Okay. I hear Fifi. Yeah, make them bones. Fresh vegetables, man. That's what we are talking about. We are talking about food, vegetables. That's what we're talking about. You can't just watch people and judge them That's the thing. I don't judge people. You can't just watch people and believe. Your mind tell you and you believe that's what they're doing. We're talking about food here, man. Food. Growing healthy food. I'm not interested in the black strap molasses in my garden. Never see it growing up, and I'm sure my garden will do well without it. That's Fifi Jordan, that's the thing about me, man. I just don't like. I'm hearing about all kind of stuff, all different kind of stuff. I'm hearing about. I'm not saying it not doing well. Maybe it doing good. You know what I'm saying? But I just don't see myself adding it to my soil. I'm sorry. I just don't see myself adding it to my soil. Remind me that Tony Rebel Rhythm. Alright, fresh vegetables, yes sir. Yes, fresh vegetables. Them molasses good for them soil life. Them microfarm eat up them sugar, enrich the life. Okay. Alright. Lashes. Oh man, I'm not interested in. Okay. Molasses is good for plant quality production, as tomatoes, peppers, watermelons, and I think maybe eggplant yield more fruit. Okay. Okay. I never, and like I said, guys, never use anything. And I mean, if my plants them wasn't doing good, I might think about using different things. You know what I'm saying? But the result I get, it made me think more like I'm not using nothing. I'm keep using the same thing. For the kind of result I get, if they wasn't doing well, I might think about it. But I'm not going to tell no one that it's not good. That's not what I'm doing. I will not do that. I've made a bone meal, but it's a lot of work. But letting them break down on their own should be okay. Yes, sometimes I do think guys, is my night bat walking? Tell me if it's walking, chola like fleas. Only when there's something good in for them they show up. Yo. Fifi Lashes David, what's going on? Is my night bat walking? Let me know if my night back walking. Yo. Thank you, Miss Audrey. I appreciate that. I don't know about night, but Pastor trying to get paid tonight. Listen me, we having a good conversation here, man. Yes, night, but doing its job, and the mods are watching too. Yes, I appreciate that. You know, man, when you're trying to have a nice, decent, we trying to grow food, and we trying to learn from each other, and it's always some, you know what I mean, some distraction, man. OG is on it. We got you. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Appreciate it. Yes. Yes. So like we start, like we talking, man. Like we saying, like the molasses is molasses. You guys say, right? I never really use it, and I swear I don't pay attention to a lot of things. The reason is because of the result I get from my garden. It make me don't want to put, it just make me want to do the same thing. You know what I mean? If I wasn't getting result, then I might have looked into other things. But I can't say for everyone. You got to do what you got to do and use whatever you got to use to make sure that your plants grow right. Okay? You know what I'm saying? So we just got to, and you know what? It never is never hard. It never hard to try. Okay? Maybe sometimes if you, let me tell you something, guys. If you're trying something new and you really want to figure it out and see if it works, just try it around just a couple plants. Don't put it around every plant you have. Try it around one or two plants and see what could happen. You know what I'm saying? Just see what could happen. And then you're gonna see if it works for you. So now you're gonna be looking at the plants, and you're gonna be looking at the one that you put the whatever you put around, and look at the other one you ain't put nothing around, and that's how you're gonna see results. Okay? Taking bat stand upside out the aisles and meet him down front. Man, every time you try to have a decent conversation, but let's continue. Let's continue. Yes, guys, so it's all about your soil. It's all about your soil. And Lascious, if you're still here, no, if it's me and you, I will start in my raised bed then, because I know your soil, you have a lot of sun. So if it's me and you, within these few months, I'll be walking on my raised bed then. I wouldn't even try to plant anything in them. I will be walking on my raised bed and bring them back in. So for the spring, you're good to go. Please restrain from, okay. Right, back going on, bad boy. Okay. I use fish fertilizer sometime because I do some sorting plant. Fish fertilizer. Yes, I'm hearing about fish fertilizer as well. Never use it, but surely heard about it. Don't know how it works. I can't tell anybody from doing anything. How to use it, the result, I cannot tell nobody about it. So, what I will say, David, what you know about fertilizer, fish fertilizer? Yeah. Fish fertilizer food contain garden, great result for me. Okay. All right. I'm not sure how it works, but maybe it's do. Because you know what? I had a sorrel. You can make your own. I've used it before. Okay. You can make your own fish fertilizer. Okay. Well, if you could make your own, that's cool with me. If you could make your own, that's cool with me. At least you making it. You know what I'm saying? You know what you added to it. But just need to go fishing for free fish. Okay, all right. Always ready to go in on a but that makes sense. At least the good thing about it, you know what you're doing. So that's wonderful. You know what you're putting in it. And most thing that people talk about. Most thing that people talk about. And you know what? Sometimes, most thing that people recommend in garden, sometimes they say organic, right? But sometimes they tell you 75% organic. What the other 15% represent? And that right in fine print. So if you don't read that, you have no idea what is inside of it. So I think sometimes if you can do, you know it, you know the ingredients, you try do it yourself. Like for instance, a lot of people talk about neem oil, some oil named neem oil that they spray the plants with, right? I never use that plant. I never use that. I remember when I used to have cabbage worm problem. Yeah, when I used to have cabbage worm problem, you know what you know what I used to use? I used to use white vinegar mixed with water. That do an amazing job too. Vinegar and water, that do amazing job. I don't know about the oil that they talk about. I don't know about it. Yes, vinegar. Vinegar. Yes, vinegar. I don't know about the oil that they talk about. So there's a lot of things out there you can add to your garden. Oh, you got rain today? Okay. That's cool. Yeah, it's a lot of things we can add to our garden. Lots of things. But do you really have to? Sometimes. That's why I don't add nothing. Ain't nobody gonna convince me about these things out there to put in my soil and to add. No. I'm not allowing nobody to convince me when come on my soil and what I need to add. No, I rather go to the bush and grab rake some leaf and scrape under it and just bring it back to my garden. Not adding these things they're talking about. I plant some broccoli and Brussels. Okay, that's cool. That's cool. If you want to clean your pot soil, use peroxide and water. Okay. Okay. That's one way, guys. I still use neem oil. The vinegar works, but it burns. No. Fifi Johnny. The vinegar, you cannot put too much water. And this is why I always try to tell people, you cannot add too much vinegar. Because yes, the vinegar will burn your plant. You can't add too much vinegar to the water, because it's gonna definitely burn down your plant. In last year, I think I had a video with that too. Yeah, last year, right? I had some. When I look, I see some worm now start to get into my plants, them, my cabbage and them. And man, I mix my water and my vinegar and I spray them. And if you see some head of cabbage, I end up and get from them some beautiful heads of cabbage, because I get rid of and it's vinegar and water. But it cannot be too strong. Sometimes, what I will say, I use a gallon of water and two measuring cups of water of vinegar. Gallon, that's what I use. If anyone want to use it, maybe you should use less, just to don't have the problem where you go into where you burn down your plant. Okay? I use a gallon of water with 2 measuring cups of vinegar, and that works for my plant really well. Okay, let me see. Okay. Brussels won't be ready for 120 days from now. Okay. Brussels take a long time. Yeah. I dilute it, but the hot sun does burn it. Okay, alright, I got you. You have to dilute the vinegar with more water. Yeah, dilute with more water. Yeah. Because if the vinegar, if it's too strong, it's really gonna burn it. It really will burn down your plant. You cannot make it too weak and you can't make it too strong. My measurement is a gallon of water with 2 measuring cups of vinegar works for me. You know what I'm saying? What? Fifi Johnny? 2 measuring cup for me. 2 measuring cup with 1 gallon of vinegar with 1 gallon of water. Okay? But if you're using that, only use it on one plant so you could see if it burning down your plant. Don't spray everything, because you want to see which mixture work for you. If it's too strong, or if you need to dilute it more. Okay, so don't spray it on everything you have in your garden. Only use it on maybe one plant just to test it, to see if that's the right mixture for you. I like callaloo. Free girl spray on. Okay. I like callaloo, but I don't have any. Lascious, you know the same Edo leaf, the young one. You know we call that callaloo. Yeah, the young leaf. We cook them. We call them callaloo. That's what we call callaloo. Oh yes, garden is real work. Yeah, it's true. They're not growing. Oh, don't spray anything on your plant in the rising because the sun is coolest, then get hotter. Okay, got you. I'll try that. Okay. Spray it in the late evening. Okay. And with me too, if you water in plant, when I will water it is in the morning or late at evening. I really don't in the middle of the day. I don't water plant in the middle of the day. And the only plant I water is small plants that I know plant. And if the sun is burning, from the time them plants start growing, I done with water. Let me see. David, what is the mix for the peroxide and water? Okay. My dad cooked them too. Oh, yes, yes, yes. Yes. But I have to get result with the neem oil. Oh, you get great result. Okay. All right. Well, at the end of the day is what works for you. Is what works for you. Try not to get plant leaf too wet with hose water. Okay. Well, I don't really water my plants, so you guys got to listen to, if you listen to what David say. I don't water them, so I don't really need, because the thing about it is, I did videos explaining this too. Okay. Wait, Fifi Johnny, you have Edos over there? Let me see. Yes, at planter we use the middle leaf. Yes, the middle leaf. Yes, that's the leaf. That's what we call callaloo also. It graded, and the root of that is dasheen, which we also eat. In Trinidad, it called dasheen bush. Okay, we have it's three of them I know. 3 of them. You have Tanya, you have Dasheen, and you have Edos. 3 of them, and I have 3 of them. I still in half is my Tanya and Dasheen yet. But all the leaf, we eat all the middle leaf for all of them. All the middle leaf, all of them we can eat. And the you see the middle leaf? You see when women now have baby, that's what them older people used to give them. Because it helped build back their blood. You know, because you lose blood and all them kind of stuff. They used to give you dasheen leaf, Edo leaf, and Tanya leaf. Boil it up like callaloo, and that they say that used to help build back their blood. A lot of things have a lot of benefit. But like I say, guys, do your own research. Not a doctor. I'm just mentioning things I see our elders used to do. If you all can get comfrey plant, it's great for plants. Staying green and healthy. Comfrey plants. Alright guys, David giving you guys information. I don't have this problem. That's the thing with me. I just listen me. I just love my garden. Why? Because it's just simple. It's just simple. I ain't got to worry about all these things. Because like I keep telling everybody, do your garden natural. Stay away from a lot of things. Build your garden in a way that you don't need to add nothing to it. All you do produce some beautiful healthy food. Stay away from a lot of these things. I'm telling you. These things gonna mess with your soil for in a period of time. Yes, they walks. They might walks now. But they're messing up your soil. A lot of these things damaging your soil. I'm telling you. You want to build good soil? Stay away from a lot of these things. Do it natural. Do it natural. It's not gonna, yes, it might take more time, guys. It might take more time. But I guarantee you, you will love it. I'm telling you, you will love it. When you create a soil that you see anything you plant, anything you chuck in that soil, grow and produce in abundance. I mean, your job done. Why you think, let me close this door. Why you think I only plant in the spring? I only plant in the spring, but guess what? I will harvest right down to November. I will be eating food from the spring straight down to November. And I'm not adding nothing to my soil. Stay away from a lot of these things. They will eventually destroy your soil. You're going to eventually have to keep adding all kind of stuff to your soil because they start messing with your soil. And then when you realize, wait, my plants are not doing well no more. But when you do it the natural way, you ain't got to worry about nothing. You create a soil there without adding anything but what nature have to offer. Think about it, guys. My garden is a prime example of that. Okay. You can also feed chicken comfrey. Okay. Is callaloo available here? Yeah, I'm sure callaloo available here. They grow callaloo here as well. Yes, Miss Audrey, they grow callaloo here. No, I don't have Edo. Oh, you don't have Edo, Fifi Johnny? Okay. You got to have some Edo. You got to be growing some Edos. All right. I'll make sure you get a few pieces. Fifi get some Edo from planter. Oh, yes. I've ton load of Edo. I have 75 pounds of Edos a few days ago. And I still have more to harvest, and I already plant back so much Edos already. I also have Tanya getting ready to harvest. That will be a next video I got to do again. By the time I finish, everybody will be growing Edos. For real. By the time I finish, everybody, and just do your research on it. Just do your research on it. Okay. I have some more seed. Alright, thank you, the Isaac family. I brought some. What's this? Okay. I sent you some. Alright. I will see if we have some. Okay. Okay. All right. Yes, guys. So, to me, for what I learned and from my experience, soil is the most important thing when come on your garden. The soil. Build your soil the right way. It's gonna pay off in the long run. Sometimes we keep adding and adding and adding, and all it doing is destroying your soil. Your soil gonna become weak. Then you're gonna see your plants them start to turn yellow. The leaf them start. Then you tell yourself, then what they say, it lack of nitrogen or whatever they call it. I don't listen. I've been planting the same place for years. It move for years and same result every year. It's like I can tell you before I plant the result of my garden. And if for who was following me throughout this year, with David Lashos, Miss Audrey, who else up in here? David Lashos, Miss Audrey. You guys know how much I was talking about soil. And you guys know how much I was talking about growing plants above your head, growing tall pepper trees, growing tall okra trees. Because this is what happens every year. It's like I already know what's going to happen in the garden. Because it's the same soil. Nothing different. Just keep adding the same thing every year. Allow the land to rest in the winter and get ready again for the spring. Okay, let's go back. Hey, Mike here at the garden, what's up? How you doing, man? Thank you for being here. Yes. Yes, guys. So, I'm not telling you what to do with your garden, guys. I'm just telling you, if you're looking for great production within a long-term production in your garden, do it the right way. You know what I'm saying? Do it natural. Everything is not gonna break down in one day. You still could plant that, and I'm gonna stop you from planting. You still could plant, but just maintain it natural. By maintaining it natural, you creating a super soil, a real good soil that no form of chemical ever touch. All you do, stuff that nature produce. You add to it, then you create a soil that, I'm telling you, just be patient. Just have some patience. Give yourself a little patience and you're going to see for yourself. Just a little patience. At the same time, you're still planting food. But give your soil a little time and see what you create. See the kind of soil you could create in 2 to 3 years. And then after you create that soil, all you continue do, you add the same thing every winter. I'm planting the same thing, the same place over 10 years. The same place. And getting great result. Because I decide I'm not adding nothing that says anything to my garden that I don't know of. Okay. We're just organizing my neighbor's garden as I listen. All right. If you want to know how healthy your soil is, just start digging. And if there is no worm and bugs, then you know your soil needs some help. Definitely. You must see some kind of worm in your soil. Yeah, I agree with that. I definitely agree with that. But you know what? Sometimes Sometimes the same thing we use in and spray our plants with kill these bugs, these worms. The same thing we use spraying them with, killing the worms that need it. So we have to be careful with that as well. Because we need the worms, we need the bugs. So by we killing them, you understand? By we killing them, then it's messing up our soil because we need them. Yeah, we need the worms. You can't kill the worms. Leaf do the trick. I love the leaf. I tell you that. I have huge worms. All right. My whole garden full of worms, and even in my compost pile. I didn't put them there, but they're there. Eventually, they're there. I never put anything there. All I do pile up my leaf, my wood in one corner. Now, if you go there, there's all kind of bugs, different bugs and worms up inside there. So you ain't have to add meat. You see, a lot of these things might make it break down faster. When you add like meat and other things, it might make it break down faster. I just don't do it. I try to have patience because I know in the long run I want healthy soil, good healthy soil that can grow my food, that I can get nutrition from my food. Not me just eating food and they have nothing to offer me. If I'm spending my time growing food, it have to grow the right natural. Okay, I have huge worm, leave the water chick. What point? Worms need soil. Yes. Needs life to give plant life. Yes. I do today in my soil. Dark from that chicken compost, but okay. Is it good to mix sand in soil? You know what, Miss Audrey? Depends on what you planting. Because some plants love their root to drain. They don't like, basically they just want their root to get wet and the water run away from their root. They don't want the water to be lingering around their root. Some plant is like that. So plant like that, maybe you could mix the sand with the soil so that you could get that drainage, that the water could run out instead of sticking to the dirt. You got what I'm saying? And keep it moisture for a long period of time. Some plants don't like that. They just want to suck some water and their root free from that moisture. But I wouldn't do it with any plant. If I to do it, I would not do it with any plant. Yes, once you are warm in your soil, it tells you something. If you're not seeing worms, yes, you got to think, why there's no worm here? You should be throwing away food if you have chicken. The trash can, okay. Green screen behind you. It would look like you in the I know, right? Yes, this app I'm trying. I'm trying it, you know. I'm now using the app, so I'm trying it out really. Yeah, I know what I'm saying. If I want to be like I fit inside there, right? I'll look into that. Okay. So I was wondering because we have mostly sun here. Okay. Well, Miss Audrey, if you have sun, you can, you know what? Let me tell you what I used to do. If you're in a sun area and you have sun, what I will do, and you want to plant in the ground, I will dig out holes and fill it up with soil and plant down in them hole. Is that what you're saying? Like where you at is like a sun and no soil? Yes, yeah. Yes, a guy come in and take it was a game. No. I'm just trying out the app to see how it works, yeah. Yes, I will put cocoa and compost. Yeah, man, it's a lot of natural things out there we can use. It's just also you have only sun, Miss Audrey. Audrey living life. For me, I will just dig out holes. Like dig out holes and load it up with sand and plant my stuff down inside there. I would do that. And also leaves in bucket, break down and mix. That's a good idea too. You could write. That's a good idea too. Yeah, so it's many ways. Sun, because Lashos is San Lashos using too. And I think she growing food, but she also adds soil with the sun. But with me, I would dig out a hole and throw the sand down inside there with soil, with leaf, mix it up with leaf and stuff, and just plant inside there. Cow manure and leaf, falling trees. Yes, yes. Cow manure, honestly, chicken poop and cow manure is really good enough. Especially if the cow grass fed, it's a really good manure for plants. I'm going into the woods behind to try and get soil, but I want to know if I should add sand to it, my container. Honestly, I wouldn't add no sand. For me, I wouldn't add no sand. If you wanna plant certain plants that need their drain, then you could add a little sand because they need their root to drain. But I really wouldn't add sand. I would rather add leaf. I would rather add leaf or some grass mixed with the soil. I would rather do that than add sand. Okay, so use the leaf. I never use the sand to mix with dirt. Right, sand and leaf in the woods. In the woods, is sand in the woods as well or dirt? Well, no, it's dirt. If it's me and you, Miss Audrey, I go inside there and scrape under the leaf them. Scrape under the leaf them, scrape off the top of the leaf. And go with a shovel and just shovel. You're gonna get some really good compost and over there. Just scrape off the top and you will see what's underneath there. Walk with a shovel and you could get some nice compost. All right, Fifi Jordy, thank you for being here. Thank you for the donation. I truly appreciate it. Thank you. You was here with us for, oh man, for a long time. We truly appreciate you. Thank you so much. Thank you. We appreciate you. Thank you. You have a blessed and wonderful night. All right? Peace, love, and blessing to you. Yes. Yes, guys, it's always about your soil. It's always about your soil. It's always about your soil. Always. You want rich soil? Knock some leaf and some. Like for instance, if you're doing your raised bed, most of our American is sand. Other than the cities where people live, they had to put down dirt for homes. Oh, okay, okay. I hear you. Yes, it's always about your soil, man. Just do your soil right. And guys, in your raised bed, when you're doing a raised bed, I see a lot of people, some people do no dig. They call it no dig. I'm not even sure about no dig. I never do it, but I'm not really sure about it. I still believe that soil is supposed to wake up, and whatever you add to the raised bed, everything's supposed to connect. It's supposed to be like a connection. Not spreading something for create that separation. You know what I'm saying? I think whatever you add, it should always be that connection. Okay? Okay, David, I got to 500 sub today. I'm so excited about it. All right, David, congratulations, brother. You get in there. Like I tell you, you got to start to do longer video, David. All right? And my Tumarak video hit. Oh, Shams. All right. All right. That's awesome, David. That's awesome. I'm glad to hear that, brother, because you're a good supporter, David. You always you help keep the life going. You help, you make people laugh. I mean, brother, listen to me. I'm encouraging you now to make longer videos. Okay? Make longer videos that you could build up your watch time. Alright? Because watch time ain't no joke. You got me? Watch time ain't no joke. So brother, build some longer video and that we can watch them and help you get up there. Meanwhile, you growing with your subscriber. You need to work on your watch time as well. No. Don't wait till you reach 1,000 subscribers. Work on them now, brother. Okay? Congratulations to you, man. Then congratulations. Work on your watch time. Build your watch time. Don't wait till you hit 1,000 subscribers to now start to, oh, let me work on my watch time. No. Watch time ain't no joke, man. That's 4,000 you talking about. Watch hours. That's a lot of watch hours. Okay? Congratulations to you, okay? Yes, guys. Alright, guys, so always a pleasure, man. I put out one tomorrow. Alright, good. Yes, it's always a pleasure, guys, being with you guys. You guys, when I'm with you guys, there's no, everybody. I like how everybody communicate. Everybody share information. I just like that, man. I just like that. I truly appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you guys for all your support. Thank you guys for spending all this time with me and my lives them. You guys are true supporters. I just want to tell you guys thank you. I appreciate each and every one of you. You welcome, David. You welcome. I appreciate each and every one of you. So, with that said, good night. I'll see you guys Thursday. Alright? Peace, love, and blessing to each and every one of you guys. Just keep posting your videos. Just do what you gotta do, man. Get your videos out there. Keep pushing. And you're gonna get there. Okay? It take time, but you guys gonna get there. Alright, the mood, you welcome, man. You guys just keep doing what you do. Alright, good. Eat Homestead, thank you for being here. Thank each and every one of you for being here. Appreciate you guys, Miss Orgy, Mike. Blessing to each and every one of you. Alright? Good night. Peace.